What it do, what it do. Welcome to another one over here, Game Chopping TV. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe because we chopping this game over here, man. Had to tap into this one, man. That boy Tory Lanez, man. It's bad news for him today, definitely, man. It's been a crazy situation with him and Megan. Was going back and forth and all that behind that altercation they had, and then allegedly hearing that he supposedly shot her in the foot, things like that. And eventually he did end up getting arrested and I guess charged for it because I believe that's why he's in jail now. And crazy thing is, coincidentally, he gets stabbed in jail today. I think he's in LA, in some jail in LA or something like that. And yeah, he got stabbed, man. It was in critical condition and all that is in critical condition, all that kind of stuff, man. So it was pretty serious. They hit him quite a few times, man. And the thing is, okay, so we know what happened. Now the question is why? Who did it and why they do it? Of course we get the speculations coming out. People get to thinking, oh, well, I heard somebody was mentioning that he had dissed Kendrick, Drake, or somebody like that, and then he started getting threats about, people was going, try to hurt him, basically. Then, of course you wonder, hey, did Megan, some of her people have something to do with it? Maybe bred somebody up on the inside. Yeah, and he, did that. Or was it just, let's be honest, or was it just a regular situation between two people and one grabbed a knife and, did what they did to the other? Because in a place like that, you are around a lot of testosterone and just, you gotta stand up for yourself, definitely, for the, anything pretty much, somebody coming at you. So, I mean, or with him being a celebrity, were they trying to, take something from him or whatever like that? Which probably wasn't the case. I mean, you never know though, and I'm not sure. But so far, what we do know, sources state that he was stabbed 14 times. So whoever was doing it, they hit him. They meant to do it, and they kept doing it. 7 to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 in the back of his head, and 1 on the left side of his face, man. And I guess they say he was placed on the breathing apparatus, but I guess he's breathing on his own now. And that's the thing about it, man. It's serious because when you're on those type of breathing machines like that, if you can't breathe on your own, they end up taking you off of them or asking your family, should we take them off or leave them on? But man, that's toe up right there. But I don't know if I felt like something like this would happen to him or not. I don't know, man. I'm surprised that it did, but was he too cocky? He just dropped an album. I saw a post or something like that saying that his music is doing better than Megan Thee Stallion's, with him even being locked up and her being free, things like that. Slugging, taking slugs at people. But I don't know if that's what happened to him got something to do with somebody from the outside, or was that just two people, wherever they politics were in there, that got it going. I think that's more of where everybody's at with it now. But that's crazy. You hear about celebrities getting locked up. Not all the time do you hear about them getting hurt like this. Like, you got Diddy in there, you got Dirk in there, you got all a bunch of them in there, but I'll say this, in the pictures that you see of old Tory, it seemed like he's trying to flex or something a little bit too out there, so maybe that's it. He's, calling himself getting in too much of stuff that's in there that he really shouldn't even try to be a part of. Or I don't know, but you see, it's not a good thing. It's, things, you're not exempt from getting hurt. And he's a celebrity, and from in jail, somebody put him in the hospital in serious condition too. Is this a moment for Megan to where she's like, I guess it must have really happened. I guess he must have really shot her in the foot. And if so, if he did, well, of course, karma will play its part, I always feel like. And is this a moment for her where she's like, see that? Or is it more of a moment like, dang, I don't wish it on him, Because if that hadn't happened with them, I guess he wouldn't be in jail, right? He wouldn't be he wouldn't be locked up, facing these kind of consequences and being around these kind of people, in that type of environment that he's in and having to get used to. You know what I'm saying? But I guess he's supposedly in good spirits, even though he's still in pain, things like that. I guess that's good. That's a good thing. That if he can, pull out from this and get another chance, man. It's a screwed up situation that we're seeing a lot of it's like a lot of these black celebrities, well, these celebrities that we're just seeing them in, the musicians, there, especially. I guess you just don't know what the situation may have been like with him and Megan for him to feel like he need to pull out a gun and pop. I don't know. That's crazy, right? Crazy work, right? Now look what's happened. You don't hear this all the time, though. Celebrity going to jail and getting stabbed like this. I can't really recall too many. Years ago we heard certain little situations happen with Pac, but you didn't really know still. In today's time, news goes just like that. People know someone who works at these prison facilities, jail facilities. They're taking pictures and making videos, blah, 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 blah. So now we get the news quick when it happens. It's like I say, this is one of my first like this, hearing about somebody, a celebrity getting real legit, put in the hospital from jail. But that's crazy, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Was this a hit? Is this get back? Or was this some personal stuff? I don't know. There's a lot of speculation out there. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. My dog going hammer on me right now. It's another one over here, Game Shopping TV, though, man. Tap in, like, comment, and subscribe because we chopping this game over here, man.